Guys, it happened. I made my worst grading mistake ever. I'm gonna try and keep it together for this one. I am seriously disappointed about this. Like, absolute grail of mine is no longer how I wanted it. And, we're kind of just gonna go through this one, open some packs together while I do some story time, look into the past real quick of what the card was, what happened. Just kind of do a little bit of story time for this video. So sit back and relax, grab some popcorn. It's gonna be a fun one. We're gonna be ripping open some packs just to help make myself feel better, honestly. I just wanted to do that while we did it because I'm seriously bummed out by this. But before we do get into this one, I did want to let you guys know that we're giving stuff away. Even after my worst grading mistake, we're still giving stuff away for this Alakazam EX box. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I'll only be picking subscribers. Comment on this video and like this video. And it's going on all the way through May, so you've got plenty of opportunity. And we're going to be drawing a winner at the end of May or the beginning of next month. But nonetheless, let's get into this video. So, while we tell this story, I want to open up a Build and Battle Stadium of Silver Tempest, because why not? I'm a big fan of Silver Tempest, and hopefully we can make myself feel better after ripping open some packs. But, so in this video, we're kind of just going to be talking about what happened, and basically what I learned, because at the end of the day, when a mistake happens, there's not much you can do about it afterwards, besides learn from it. And that's what I'm always trying to do, whether it be for you guys or for my sake, is just, if I do something, try and learn from it. And basically, I want to go ahead and after this pack, I want to roll the clip of back 3 to 4 months ago when we opened up or when we did a video about my collection as of 2024. And basically, in that collection, I showed a personal grail of mine, Hollow Art Articuno. So go ahead and roll that clip. This actually is one of my very first CGC submissions. This was my first ever submission that I got this card graded. VMAX Climax Character Super Rare in a pristine 10, that old label. And I would honestly argue that this could get a Beckett Black Label. It is completely flawless and a super awesome card. Like, I'm super happy to have this card. I love Evolutions, and that one, I kind of want to just keep it just because you can't get these Blue Label CGCs anymore. So I think that's kind of cool to have. So that is my personal grail, okay? And if it wasn't exactly super clear in that video, that is not only the first card I ever graded with CGC, it's the first card I ever graded, period. And it was insane. I had no idea what I was doing at the start of grading. I was very bad at telling what was a solid card. By the way, awesome Rock Ruff there. That's really cool. I was really bad at grading, and so when I found out that I had a pristine 10 coming back from CGC, I was absolutely stoked, okay? I was actually so excited that I had my mom open up my CGC account, and I had her check what the grades were for the cards that I sent in. I sent in a few cards. I actually sent in some cards for some friends of mine. And she checked and she told me, she said, I'm not going to tell you, but one of your cards got a 10. It got the 10, okay? And the only reason I knew that I even had gotten a 10 is because, that's an awesome Raichu, by the way, because I had just gotten the email from CGC of them telling me, hey, your submission is done, and I clicked the link and just basically, I just got pretty much spoiled of what my submission was, but I fortunately did not see what card got the grades. I just kind of saw a snippet of some of the numbers, and I saw pristine 10. And I was so excited, and I just couldn't help but have my mom go and check and be like, okay, what card was it? Was it one of my friends or was it mine? Like, I was so excited. And so basically she confirmed that it was one of my cards, and it happened to be that Umbreon character secret rare from VMAX Climax. And I'm, a huge Evolutions fan. So it was like, there was so much to that card that made it a grail. And, not only that, but just the fact that it was the first card that I had ever graded. But getting that out of the way, basically what I decided that I wanted to do was go ahead and see if I could get a Black Label 10. I had just recently submitted my first Beckett submission, and I felt like it went pretty well. So I decided that I wanted to crack that slab out with the idea in mind that it would possibly get a Black Label 10. And we're opening up one of the Build and Battle containers here. And basically, I was blinded by desire. If I had to just get into the nitty-gritty of it and just call myself out, I was 100% blinded by desire. And, it's sad to admit, but that's my first takeaway, okay? Is don't be blinded by desire. And the idea of a pristine 10 going to a Black Label 10, considering how hard they are to obtain, it was mesmerizing. I was drooling over the idea. And so basically, as soon as I did the whole Beckett submission and I was thinking about doing it, I decided to pull the trigger. So I cracked it out. I spent about $45 on grading, plus about $20 on shipping for one single card, for that Umbreon card. And, after basically letting go of it, I just said goodbye, and boom, Serena, awesome character, or trainer full art. Wow. All right, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. This is starting to make me feel a little bit better, I will say, especially with Silver Tempest going up in prices. But I said goodbye to it, and that was that. And I just, fingers crossed, I said to myself, you know what, I'll be happy if it at least gets a 10. Because at the end of the day, maybe it won't get the Black Label 10. I started to reason with myself, maybe it won't get it. And I would like to just note that the card did look really good. Like, it did look really good, and when I cracked it out, like, I had no really, suspicion that it wouldn't get anything lower than a 10. Because, it was a pristine 10 from CGC. So, anyways, we end up getting the email from Beckett. Your submission is done. Click here to see the grades. And, by the way, black and white code card. And that is when it happened that I saw that it did not come back a Black Label 10. It didn't come back a 10, a pristine 10. And it didn't come back a Gem Mint 9.5. It came back, unfortunately, after everything, Dragapult Hollow, it came back a 9, a Mint 9. And, this is just, really devastating to me. Like, for real, guys. Like, I wish that I had not cracked it out. And here is the old label, you can see where I cracked it out. Here's a pristine 10 of this exact same card. And, I just kind of want to briefly go through the subgrades here with you guys and, maybe see if, what happened, So, first off, centering, 9.5. Corners, 9.5. Surface, 9.5. So already, okay, come on, didn't get a 9.5. So the problem with this card is edges, okay? And I realized after getting this card back and scrutinizing it that there was some damage on this whole edge that is very notable. It's like there's whitening all along this edge right here and on this edge as well. You can see there's a couple nicks right there, several all along the left and right side. And it's not on the back, it's the front, weirdly enough. And I realized that this card, I sent it to CGC that way. Like, I sent it to CGC that way. So it wasn't that it got damaged by CGC. It wasn't that it got damaged in shipment. It wasn't that it got damaged by Beckett. I don't want to throw any blame at any grading company. This is purely my own fault, okay? I take full blame for what happened. Because the thing is, and this is my second takeaway for this, of what we can learn from my mistake here, and basically my future self, is that it was damaged to begin with. The edges were not good to begin with. And the thing is CGC gave it a pristine 10 when it was never a pristine 10. That's my idea, okay? Because I specifically remember when I sent it off to CGC that it had that. And when I looked at the card, I was thinking, oh, whitening on the front, that can't be right. I've never really seen that. And, you know, like I mentioned, guys, I was really new to grading. This was like, you know, I didn't really know like how scrutinizing they would be. So basically, I sent it to CGC, and I was like, well, I don't think that's an issue. And as soon as they gave it a pristine 10, it just reaffirmed my ideas of that whitening on the front isn't really something that can happen or be an issue. Which, by the way, what is going on with these cars? They're like curled up. I hope there's nothing good in this pack. Oh gosh, it's a double banger. It's a double banger. Pause real quick on the story. Jinx. Oh, and an Ursaluna. They're all like bent on the corners. Oh gosh. So basically, as my takeaway number 2 is, don't blatantly trust any grading company. Like, for real. Because the thing is that card was damaged when it went to CGC. It should never have gotten a pristine 10. It should have never gotten a pristine 10 to begin with. It was like a gift grade, honestly. Because the thing is, too, is that submission, they gave everything else like terrible grades. Like, I will say that. Everything else was terrible grades, and I feel like they felt bad that everything else was like a 9 or a 9.5, and because at the time it was a blue label, so even a 9.5 was actually pretty good, but basically I think they felt bad, and pretty much gave me a gift grade on the Japanese card. And basically, you know, I can do two things, right? So I could try and, you know, right the wrong, or whatever you want to call it. I could try and crack it out again, and I could try and send it into PSA in hopes that it'll get a 10, or I could do something else. You know, I could do a number of things, but really, I think that what I personally want to do is just keep it in the Beckett 9 with the pristine 10 label on the back, and just let it be a reminder. You know, a reminder that just because you get it graded doesn't mean it's the same grade that it got. You know, and I've seen it time and time again. You know, I've done several crossovers where it just didn't turn out how I thought it was going to turn out. You know, it didn't just by default, oh, a 10 is, you know, going to be a 10 from PSA. You know, it's just not the reality. And you know, I don't want there to be a bunch of hate because of this, you know, towards grading or grading companies, that grading is a scam. Because the thing is grading isn't a scam. It's subjective. What one person thinks is a 10, another person thinks is a 9. You know, it's just, grading is subjective. And also, the grading companies don't necessarily share the same standard. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, my mouth is so dry from talking. We got the Unknown V alt art. Dude, these Silver Tempest Build Battle Stadiums are crazy. This is insane. I got the full art trainer, and then the alt art. That is insane. Dude, that is awesome. Wow. And we still got two more packs to go. So, basically, at the end of the day, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to keep it as a reminder. And, you know, like I said, I don't want this to be any hate towards any of the grading companies. It's all subjective. And, you know, I just wanted to kind of put this video out there because I did say that I wanted to cross grade it. I wanted to cross it over. And, you know, I will say it might have been a little bit smarter to do the cross grade feature, but I also at the same time, like, you know, I heard some advice that like it's kind of scammy. Awesome Radiant Jirachi right there. I heard it was kind of like scammy almost because it's like, well, you know, they're going to look at the grade and then they're going to go in predisposed to negatively grade it based off of what they already know it is. But it was a pristine 10, and I could have told them not to grade it. Let's see if we can get some last stack magic. And I feel like that was also another thing I could have done is just cross grade it because I would have much rather had just my pristine 10 and them taken, you know, $40 and, you know, and then at least I'm left with my CGC pristine 10. Now I have the Beckett 9, which is, you know, definitely not at all the same grade. You know, I mean, it's significantly worth less, but I do want to still keep the card and I want to keep it for the memories. We're on the last pack. We're on the last hit. It's going to wrap up the video for today, guys. Just a little bit of story time for y'all. Hope you enjoyed this one. And Neuvern. That's a really cool artwork, though. I'm a big fan of that artwork. Thank you so much, guys. Let's wrap up by showing the quick pulls here. So we got 12 packs, and we got a Radiant Jirachi. We got Terrakion. The Unknown V, very cool alternate artwork there. Dragapult, Serena, full art. Ursaluna V, Jinx, Trainer Gallery, Articuno Hollow. That's really cool. I like that. And then the Rockruff Trainer Gallery. Really, really great Build and Battle Stadium. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine decent hits, I would say. I'm a big fan of these hollows. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what? Sword and Shield is going up. So, especially that Unknown V, very, very beautiful artwork. Big fan of that. But honestly, I'm kind of feeling better after opening up these packs. But thank you for listening to me, guys. I appreciate you all.